Good morning, HighPointe Services. It is Tuesday, July 15th, 2025. Let's get ready for learning. Make yourselves comfortable and follow the video.
Hi, it's Eve here. Welcome to this short guided exercise designed to give you a moment to yourself, because you and your well-being matters. And it can be really hard to make time for ourselves. There are always so many competing priorities, and that is especially true if we're taking care of others, whether that's as a parent or caring for an elderly or sick family member. Or perhaps you just need to step back from work, or to take a break from your studies. It is all too easy to get lost in all the obligations that we have. So my intention with this exercise is to help cultivate some space that is just for you. Your self-care time is just as important as everyone else's. And if you are taking time to nurture yourself, it means that you can then show up for those around you in a more meaningful and compassionate way. Okay, let's take a moment to get settled, whether you're sitting down or lying down, knowing that this time is for you. So allowing your shoulders to soften, the hands to just rest in your lap or down by your sides. Closing the eyes if that feels right for you, or adopting a soft downward gaze. And taking a couple of nice big deep breaths, breathing in through the nose and then out through the mouth. And with each inhalation, that sense of breathing in space for yourself. And with each exhalation, that sense of letting go of whatever is not serving you. And allowing your breathing to return to its natural rate and rhythm in and out of the nose. Connecting in with the physical points of contact, the body pressing down into the seat, and perhaps offering the following kind phrase to yourself. And you can adapt it however you like. You deserve this time. You matter, and so does your well-being. It is as if you are talking to a friend, being kind and gentle. So just taking a moment with that now. So guiding your attention to rest with the breath, just tracking the sensation of breathing, and knowing that the mind will wander off, perhaps get caught up in the long to-do list, responsibilities. It's okay, we can meet it with kindness, even saying, thank you, but not right now, and coming back to the breath. So noticing when the mind wanders, thank you, but not right now, and gently coming back to the breath. So coming back to the physical points of contact, the body in the seat, that sense of being held and supported. Perhaps noticing sounds around you, opening the eyes if you had them closed, and noticing how it feels to have given yourself 5 minutes. 5 minutes just for you, to pause and to nurture the mind and body. And I invite you to take with you your kind phrase, perhaps putting it on a post-it note or somewhere you can see it, to remind yourself that your well-being matters. Time for you is really important. Thank you for joining me, and I hope to see you back here soon.
Thank you, HighPointe. It's time to move on with our morning meeting. It's time to greet someone, find a friend and say hello. Give them a high five today. Let them know how happy you are to share your time with them. I'll give you a minute. Thank you, and return to your seats. Today is Developmental Disabilities Professionals Day. It is observed on July 15th every year. This day is all about recognizing the work done by developmental disability professionals who often go unnoticed despite providing services to some of the most vulnerable people in the country. The National Association for Qualified Intellectual Disability Specialists, the NAQ, is the primary national organization recognizing developmental disability professionals, established this day in 2020. These professionals include qualified intellectual disabilities professionals, the QIDPs, case managers, service coordinators, and other titles, depending on which state they work in. They assist people with developmental disabilities through facilitating the provision of residential services, creating employment opportunities, serving as behavior analysts, coordinating medical services, and more. There are 5 important facts about intellectual disability to share today. Number 1, its causes. Genetic conditions, problems during pregnancy, problems during labor and birth, or other health problems such as exposure to poisons like lead or mercury, or extreme malnutrition can cause intellectual disability. Number 2, it's the most common developmental disability in the United States. It is estimated that 7 to 8 million people have an intellectual disability, affecting 1 out of every 10 families. Number 3, the signs in children. Children with an intellectual disability may sit up, crawl, or walk later than other children, learn to talk later, or have difficulty speaking, have trouble remembering things, not understand how to pay for things, have trouble understanding social rules, have trouble seeing the consequences of their actions, have trouble solving problems and or have trouble thinking logically. Number 4, educational considerations. A child with an intellectual disability can do well in school, but will probably need supplementary aid and help with adaptive skills such as reading or communicating with others. And number 5, special education for school-age children is free, unlike early intervention for babies and toddlers, which depends on the family's income. Special education services for school-age children are free, and in it, the staff will work with parents to develop an individual education program. Weather today, hot in both Fort Collins and Centennial, temperatures reaching into the mid-90s. Stay hydrated and stay in the shade. Some trivia about developmental disabilities. It is not always obvious that someone has a disability. Disabilities can be both visible and invisible. Many people with developmental disabilities are capable of working and do work. They may face certain challenges or require accommodations in the workplace. People with disabilities may require assistance with certain activities, but it is not true that all individuals with disabilities always need help. Franklin D. Roosevelt, one of the greatest presidents of the United States, used a wheelchair due to polio. He lost the use of his legs in 1921, but successfully led the country through the Great Depression and World War II. FDR built a wheelchair from bicycle and tricycle parts and a kitchen chair. And you should not pet a service dog while they are working because it could distract them from the important work they are doing. Instead of a word of the day today, I wanted to talk about how we speak about disabilities. When speaking of someone with a disability, it is important to make note of words that are offensive, outdated, and inappropriate. Person first language puts the person before this disability, using phrases like person with a disability or person with autism instead of disabled person or autistic person. Avoid referring to persons with disabilities as victims. A picture is worth 1,000 words. What do you think of when you look at these pictures? Our joke of the day. Which day do fish hate the most? The day that fish hate the most? Friday. Our quote of the day is from Jean Hersey. July is hollyhocks and hammocks, fireworks and vacations, hot and steamy weather, cool and refreshing swims, beach picnics, and vegetables all out of the garden. Enjoy July, it's halfway over. Let's see what happened today in history.
Welcome to Today in History, where every day unravels a tapestry of triumphs, tragedies, and jaw-dropping twists. July 15 has repeatedly reshaped our world, from unlocking ancient secrets and erupting volcanoes to pioneering rocket partnerships and championing rights. Hit subscribe and brace yourself for 20 spellbinding stories that prove history is never boring. Number 20, July 15, 484 BC. The Temple of Castor and Pollux is dedicated in ancient Rome, showcasing not only incredible architecture but also Rome's devotion to twin gods, symbolizing divine protection over its burgeoning republic. Number 19, July 1570 AD. During the First Jewish-Roman War, Titus's legions finally breach Jerusalem's walls. This brutal siege initiates the destruction of the Second Temple, transforming Jewish history and the course of Western religion. Number 18, July 15, 1099. Crusaders storm and capture the Church of the Holy Sepulchre in Jerusalem. Their brutal conquest conquests not only secured religious prestige, but also intensified rivalries between Christians and Muslims for centuries. Number 17, July 15, 1240. Prince Alexander Nevsky leads Novgorodian forces to defeat invading Swedes at the Battle of the Neva River. This stunning victory protected medieval Russia's northwestern border and established Nevsky's legendary status. Number 16, July 15, 1410. Allied Polish-Lithuanian forces crushed the Teutonic Knights at the Battle of Grunwald. This decisive win not only shifted power in Eastern Europe, but also halted the spread of Crusader influence. Number 15, July 15, 1799, a French soldier unearthed the Rosetta Stone near Rosetta, Egypt. This multi-purpose slab, inscribed in 3 scripts, becomes the key that finally unlocks ancient Egyptian hieroglyphics and history. Number 14, July 15, 1806, Lieutenant Zebulon Pike departs Fort Bellefontaine to explore the American West. His expedition paves the way for U.S. expansion, mapping unknown territories and engaging with indigenous cultures. Number 13, July 15, 1815, Napoleon Bonaparte surrenders aboard HMS Bellerophon after his defeat at Waterloo. This act brings an end to the Napoleonic Wars and signals the final collapse of the French Emperor's reign. Number 12, July 15, 1834, Spain's Inquisition is officially disbanded, ending over 350 years of religious persecution. The abolition marks a major cornerstone in Spain's modernization and religious reform. Number 11, July 15, 1849, Austria launches the first ever military air raid over Venice using unmanned balloons carrying bombs. Though largely symbolic, this horrifying experiment foretells the age of aerial warfare. If ancient secrets or airborne bombs thrill you, hit subscribe, share, comment your favorite. Number 10, July 15, 1862, the ironclad CSS Arkansas battles Union warships on the Mississippi River. Its daring attack, despite heavy damage, demonstrates Confederate innovation and strategic naval resilience. Number 9, July 15, 1870, Georgia is readmitted to the U.S. Union, completing Reconstruction after the Civil War. This act finally restores Southern representation, but also reopens simmering racial and regional tensions. Number 8, July 15, 1888, Mount Bandai erupts catastrophically in Japan, killing around 500 people. The eruption dramatically reshapes the landscape, forming a new crater lake and forever altering local geography. Number 7, July 15, 1910, Emil Kraepelin first names Alzheimer's disease in a psychiatry textbook honoring Alice Alzheimer's groundbreaking research. This gives medical science its earliest formal label for dementia. Number 6, July 15, 1916, William Boeing and George Westervelt incorporate Pacific Aero Products in Seattle. This enterprise becomes Boeing, eventually revolutionizing aviation and global travel. Number 5, July 15, 1918, the Germans launched the Second Battle of the Marne near the Marne River in France. This marks their final major offensive in World War I, ending with Allied victory and shifting the tides of war. Number 4, July 15, 1954, Boeing's 367-80 prototype takes its maiden flight. This jet, precursor to the Boeing 77, revolutionizes commercial air travel, ushering in the jet age. Number 3, July 15, 1975, the historic Apollo-Soyuz test project launches both American and Soviet crewed spacecraft. This joint mission becomes a symbol of Cold War détente and space diplomacy. Number 2, July 15, 1978, the American Indian movement completes the longest walk, a 3,200-mile protest from San Francisco to Washington, demanding tribal sovereignty and inspiring the American Indian Religious Freedom Act. Number 1, July 15, 2006, Twitter is launched, forever changing how the world connects. What began as a microblogging site becomes a global platform for news, activism, and culture. Wow. July 15, a day of volcanic fury, rocket rendezvous, and the birth of digital chatter. But trust us. July 16, prepare for bombshells, boardroom betrayals, and the birth of the atom. It's next level dramatic. Think presidents falling, dynasties rising, and inventions that reshaped our world forever. Don't just watch, subscribe, share, and ring that bell. Tomorrow.
That is our day in history.
Welcome to Today.
So let's play Would You Rather. Let's think about those people working with us today. Would you rather give them flowers to someone who is helping you, or would you rather give something else to someone who is helping you. If you would rather give flowers and you're in Centennial, I want you to walk to the whiteboards. If you would rather give flowers and you're in Fort Collins, go to the fireplace. If you would rather give them something else and you are in either Fort Collins or Centennial, walk toward the windows. I'll give you a minute. All right, let's hear from those of you standing by the whiteboards in the fireplace. Why is it that you would rather give flowers to someone who is helping you? I'll give you some time and your leader will call on you. All right, let's hear from those of you on the other side of the room. Why is it that you would rather give someone who is helping you something else? And what would you give them? I'll give you some time and your leader will call on you. All right, thanks for playing along. It's client time. Time to share what is happening in your world. What would you like to tell us about yourself today? I'll give you some time and your leader will call on you. Thank you so much. Let's see what's happening today in our world. In Centennial this morning, Enrichment, 8 o'clock arrival, 9:15 transition to lessons in SCC, your morning outing, Paco Sanchez Park, 9:30 art, 10 o'clock morning meeting, 10:30 book club. For engagement, 8 o'clock arrival, 9:15 transition to lessons and SCC with your morning outing, Paco Sanchez Park, 9:30 morning meeting, 10 o'clock book club, 10:30 art, and 11 o'clock lunch for both. In Fort Collins this morning, Enrichment, 8 o'clock arrival, 9:15 transition to lessons and SCC with your morning outing, Jack's Farmers Market, 9:30 art, 10 o'clock morning meeting, 10:30 book club. Engagement, 8 o'clock arrival, 9:15 transition to lessons and SCC with your outing to Jack's Farmers Market, 9:30 morning meeting, 10 o'clock book club, 10:30 art, and 11 o'clock lunch for both. In Centennial this afternoon, Enrichment and Engagement, 12 o'clock tech and choice activities with lunch for returning SCC clients. Enrichment, your afternoon outing is Parker Library, and Engagement, your afternoon outing is Target. At 12:55 for Enrichment, it's mural art, coloring for next week. At 1:50, it's puzzles, including last week's mural art. And for Engagement at 12:55, it's puzzles, including last week's mural art. And at 1:50, mural art, coloring for next week. And at 2:30, departure. In Fort Collins this afternoon, Enrichment and Engagement, at 12 o'clock tech and choice activities with lunch for returning SCC clients, and your afternoon outing is Sweetheart Bowling. At 12:55 for Enrichment, it is mural art, coloring for next week. 1:50 is puzzles, including last week's mural art. And for Engagement at 12:55, it's puzzles, including last week's mural art. And at 1:50, coloring mural art for next week. Then at 2:30, departure for both. For Development in Centennial today, 8 o'clock arrival, 9:15 transition to lessons and SCC with your morning outing at Tommy Davis Park, 9:30 morning meeting, 10 o'clock independent skills, 10:30 book club, 11 o'clock lunch, 12 o'clock fitness and movement with lunch for returning SCC clients, and your afternoon outing is Stanley Market. At 12:30, social activities. At 1 o'clock, table games, and at 1:30, independent skills. 2 o'clock is Minute to Win It. In Fort Collins for Development, 8 o'clock arrival, 9:15 transition to lessons and SCC with your morning outing at Twin Silo Park, 9:30 morning meeting, 10 o'clock independent skills, 10:30 book club, 11 o'clock lunch, 12 o'clock fitness and movement with lunch for returning SCC clients. Your afternoon outing is Sweetheart Bowling. 12:30 social activities, 1 o'clock table games, 1:30 independent skills, and 2 o'clock Minute to Win It. That's our day for today, our positive affirmation today. I am confident and believe in myself. Have a wonderful day.